Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I'm excited to bring you this next video of mine. I decided not to do a part 2 yet. I wanted to deal with this current issue at the Academy Awards with the Will Smith and Chris Rock slap that basically has tons of symbolism and messaging in it. So I wanted to get into that first before I get into my second or part 2. So, and then also I'm going to talk about a couple things about part 1. So I have the link in the description box below here, this video, so you can watch part 1 if you haven't watched it yet, because there's a lot of keys to what I'm going to be talking about in that part 1. So I'm going to refer to that. So definitely watch that as well after you watch this, or maybe even before, so you get a little bit more understanding of some of the things I'm talking about. So, and I've been actually sick for the last couple, 4 days, something like that, with a very crazy cold. Anyway, I'm just trying to get over it, so I think I can talk now, so without coughing too much and all that. But I've been taking a ton of different things, colloidal silver and tons of C and other minerals and stuff. I've been even doing oil of oregano and things like that. Just different things that's helped me turn, like, usually what's in a 2-week or more cold into just a few days. So I'm thankful for that. I'm finally back, so I can share this video with you. And in the meantime, I've been doing just a lot of research on this and putting this together. So hopefully it blesses you big time. And then again, if you haven't got on Telegram, get on Telegram. Link will be in the description box below. So you can get all the notifications that I send out for these videos, because YouBoob is turning off notifications and all kinds of stuff for people. It's just amazing how they mess with me more and more and more as we get closer to this time. These attacks that are coming. If you're not aware, for people who haven't watched my videos before, there's massive attacks that have been planned for many, many, many years on the United States to take it down. So we're not a factor in the world stage for the Antichrist coming. And the Antichrist is a president. They do a big, huge ritual every single time a new president is inaugurated. I mean, all of Washington, D.C. is set up for this ritual. If you didn't know, all the streets and stuff in Washington, D.C. are set up as an upside-down pentagram and many other things. So, the founding of our country is nefarious in so many different ways. But fortunately, good Christians have turned it into something great for many years. But now it's become their particular heyday for what they're bringing into fruition. So that's what this is all about and what I get into. And I expose this darkness and this messaging behind what's going on in this day and time and what they're doing to set up this Antichrist birth and also the birth of the man-child at the same time. It's kind of a twin birth. So if you're not aware of that, I'm going to get into this and give you some kind of clues on all the videos I share and what's going on with that whole process. And how they're basically forecasting that or predictively programming the masses by having people believe these things secretly in their minds in numbers and symbols. So it brings it to pass. It causes it to happen by these millions upon millions upon millions of people. And I guess you could say billions of people all over the world watching all this media and listening to music and all kinds of media to bring this to pass. So they believe aliens are coming. They believe zombies are coming. They believe all this stuff because it makes it very realistic to them. And so by all their belief, it ends up happening. That's the whole design of predictive programming, to get people to kind of conjure up the things that these elite want them to conjure in their minds, so it helps them make it happen. So anyway, I've been jumping into that in this particular situation. So in this particular slap that happened, the slap heard around the world, basically, I could say. It was completely staged. If you actually looked at the footage, which I'm going to show you in just a second, and I'm going to apologize ahead of time for all you people that are very sensitive to this, Christians and things, my brothers and sisters, sensitive to F words and things like that, cursing and all that. I apologize for that, but I got to cover it like this, what the Lord wants me to do, and cover the exact gematria and things that they're saying and doing in this. And this whole scenario, so I have to cover that. Now, again, just keep that in mind. If you don't want to hear that, or you're too sensitive to that, then you can go right past it or whatever. That's up to you, or just bear it and just realize that's the world. So, unfortunately, I don't do that myself or whatever. Since I was pretty young. I was, I cursed a good amount when I was young, of course. But when I came to the Lord, things have changed, and I'm just thankful that it's not part of my life. I mean, of course, some things slip out here and there, and I don't make a huge deal about it. I'm not as huge deal about it as a lot of people get really religious about stuff. But yeah, I don't want to hear it all the time and everything either. So anyway, so here we go. I'm going to get into breaking this down, okay? And as you notice from this picture, Chris Rock is literally standing forward with his arms behind his back as someone is about to assault him or walking up to him aggressively, obviously, okay, in an Oscar award show, or Academy Awards. It's just ridiculous. There's no way anybody would do that. They would fight or flight. They wouldn't stand there with their arms behind their back. It's not a natural reaction. And I'm going to show you some of that stuff. And a lot of the other symbolism and everything in this, and the gematria. So here we go with the actual video. So again, if you're sensitive to this, forward it a little bit or whatever, or don't listen or put it on mute on or something like that, whatever. If not, here we go, okay? So
this job tonight, Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. This job.
Okay, so, so this is the world we live in, and this is all a stunt for messaging and many things I'm gonna get into. Okay, so as you see, again, if you watch the details of this and you really look at it, you'll see any person who has any kind of understanding about how people, their faces, their body language. I mean, I've been schooled in that by the Lord for years. I mean, I was in sales for over 20 years, so I learned a lot about body language and the way people, and I can see it. I see a lot of different things inside people's faces that they're trying to cover up, and I've been able to tell when people are lying to me and all kinds of stuff in sales and things. And again, body language and facial expressions and things, and even expressions under expressions. And Will Smith telegraphs this quite a bit, actually. He doesn't do a great job. Normally in his acting, he does a pretty good job, but this was off the cuff, and he wasn't used to being behind the camera in this way, live or whatever. So, and I can show that to you as well. So, anyway, here we go. So, when he's walking up, again, why would somebody walk up to him, to Chris Rock, if it was going to be a threatening situation for what he said about his wife, obviously? And he's like, he's coming up. He actually vocalized, oh, he's coming up or whatever. And so he literally puts his arms behind his back like that, okay? And he leans forward. You don't see as much right here, but as he gets close, he leans more forward. I mean, and he goes right to the weight. He puts the weight on this foot right here. He puts the weight on this foot. He's leaning into it, okay? He comes and then he does that, put your back to the audience slap. That's a classic one. I was in theater arts in high school. I actually starred in a particular play of Hamlet, and there was things that we were taught on how to telegraph things, how to do punches that look like they're real, how to take a punch, look like you're taking a punch. I mean, all the kinds of, these people are trained on all this stuff, and they probably practice quite a bit for this message, the messaging that I'm going to get into, okay? And I'm going to do my best to kind of prove it in a way. Okay, so he's walking up to him, and then he ends up slapping him, right? And then as he's walking back, well, first of all, Chris takes it just like, if you don't understand that this is fake, the fact that the way Chris Rock took it, and he immediately went, wow, like, and kind of comically, you'd think he was amazing, like a superstar. And people are propping him up like he's so incredible the way he took this, but only because, it wasn't real. And he immediately had a comedic kind of response to it. And he kind of, and he's like, his face and everything, look how he's like, and then here comes Will Smith coming back, and literally he has a smirk on his face right there, and then he kind of buries it as he's walking back more, okay? And then as he sits down, I forgot to put this on here. I forgot I was going to put this on there, but as Will Smith sits down, and you hear him saying something, and then it pans to him, and he's saying, get my wife's name out of your freaking mouth or whatever. Keep my wife's name out of your freaking mouth, whatever. You can see he's trying to be serious, but then underlying there's a smirk there. Watch the video again at some point. You'll see a smirk there. You'll see it like a smile underneath, because that's what happens. Sometimes people on stage, you see it on Saturday Night Live, you see it on different things. People are on stage, and I know a good amount about it. I mean, I experienced it myself being on stage and stuff, and you can literally get the giggles, or you get, it's kind of funny and how you're doing it, and so you're trying to cover it up, and I can see right through it. And anybody should be able to, if you have any kind of understanding of how people work and how they, how life is, and how, this is not organic in any way, okay, in any way. Okay, so why would they do this? Why would this? Okay, some people can say, oh, it's to get more, viewing to the Oscars and all that kind of stuff, because it's really gotten a lot slower because of the C and the V and the 1 and the 9 kind of thing and all that. But no, it's a far deeper message, and I'm going to get into why that is. Okay, so this is my timeline, and in my last video I showed how these were twos. All these fours are twos, because it's the second month to the elites. But really, it's the fourth month to us. It's April. And April is the birth of, basically, March going into April is really the birth of spring. Okay? And that's really the birth of the Antichrist. And I see it more now than I've ever seen. The way this has been put together is more insane than you ever seen. Now, you got to watch my last video for this to see the breakdown of these different days. But these are the days of the year in yellow. Okay, so we got 99 is the first. Technically, the first day is 4/10, April 10th, because that's 1 for first day, and it's the 100th day of the year. This is the first time this is ever matched up for 1, the first being the 100th day of the year, and 1 being the first day. And then you have the day before and the day after the first day as announcing the birth. Okay, these are announcements. And I get into all this stuff and what these are. You got mega tsunamis coming. You have these different things happening. And this symbolism of the Antichrist dying on Passover, just like Jesus did. The false Messiah that's most of the world's going to accept in Stinky Bo, the 44th Prez. Okay. So I'm going to get into all that in my last video. So click on the link below to see that if you want. Okay. Now I have a question for you. Okay. Well, I've got a couple things I want to say. Now, a lot of people know of millionaires, and you may even be one. Well, most people watching my channel probably not. But if you might know some millionaires. A lot of people know some millionaires, and a lot of people have heard of billionaires. There's a lot of Elon Musk, and you got Trump is even one, and I guess technically things like that. Okay, but how many of you can name a trillionaire? How many of you? So now think, do you know of a trillionaire? And they exist. They're not talked about. The billionaires is the highest people the media talks about for a reason. There are trillionaires. There are people with $1,000 billion or more. Okay, 1,000 billion. Okay, or more. So it's crazy to think about, but it is true. Okay, and it is true. And I've done enough research to realize that is true. And there are certain families that are, there's some of the ruling families, there's 13 ruling families, but I'm going to get into that in a second. But you know what power is? Power is poking a royal in the chest. That's Prince Charles. How many people do you think can poke him in the chest like that? Very few people that it would be even allowed to even touch him. He is the future king of England. Seriously. He's the Prince of Wales, all that kind of stuff. Are you kidding me? There's no way that a person like that would poke him in the thing unless they were more important than him and they would get away with it. Okay? Who is that? This is Evelyn de Rothschild right here. Rothschild family. There's also the other more known Rothschild is Jacob Rothschild. For example, Mr. Smithers, I think it is, or the bad guy in The Simpsons that owns the nuclear plant. Was it Smithers? I can't remember. I don't do The Simpsons really, so but he's modeled after Jacob Rothschild, being the bad guy and stuff. I mean, that's secretly, if you look at their faces, they look identical and stuff and everything. But he's one of the Rothschilds. That's one of the biggest one, Evelyn de Rothschild, and they are more powerful than even these guys right here. Believe it or not, the ruling families, okay, that's what power is, poking a royal in the chest, okay. These are the 13 ruling families, since basically set it up in the late 1800s, well, I should say, I think it was late 1700s, really, when the United States really started out. They set this up with the United States, and they're shown in the layers of the pyramid on the $1 bill. On the back of the $1 bill, you have 13 levels of the pyramid, and that are the 13 families. But amongst them is going to come out the 14th, in a sense, family or person, and that is the Antichrist here, the 14, in which he's number 14. CKBO is 14 in so many ways, or 2 sevens, or 7 or as I've shown so many times. Okay. Also, the top of the pyramid is also 3. It's 1 less 4, but it's 3 in many, many ways. Or 1 times 3 is 3. They love the 3, and there's a lot of numbers. They love the 33, and just all kinds of numbers that I'm not getting into right now. But as you see here, we got the Rothschild right there. In fact, I think they are probably, from my estimation, they're the wealthiest of all these families right here. And then many are right behind. But these are 13 ruling families. If you didn't know that, now you know it. Okay. Okay, and then their stooges are these kind of people. Now, these are the unique stooges that they have. Most of their stooges are some kind of form of they started off maybe a male and they became a female. They transgendered them, and so then they put them in power, and they do other things like they have to do certain amount of sacrifices and things to get to the level that they have them in. And again, I've verified this stuff by people like, I'll just say Jay, who is a 32nd degree Mason, who actually contacted me, found out about my videos, and let me know that I'm some of the most accurate. I talk about some of the most accurate stuff about how these Masons and how they do their programming, all that kind of stuff. And also told me that iPad Goat was the plan and all this kind of stuff. And he verified who he was with documentation, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so, and other things the Lord's shown me about this, and numbers and symbols and everything else, and a ton of research for over 7 years. About almost 8 years of intense research about this kind of stuff, and the Lord guiding during that research. That's a huge thing about when you're doing research. If Jesus is guiding you during the research, you're going to divide off and you're going to get to the nut of the thing so much quicker than anything you could possibly do. So anyway, so these two players, for example, Vladimir Putin and Stinky B.O. Barack Obama, lightning falling from heaven. And by the way, Jesus said it in Luke 10:18. He said, I see Satan as lightning falling from heaven. And lightning falling from heaven, or lightning falling from the heights, in Aramaic Hebrew is Barack Obama. And that just happens to be his name? I don't think so. And he is also with a little bit of royal DNA from the royal family, a little bit of that, but predominantly it's DNA from Akhenaten. He is a exact clone of Akhenaten. And you can see here, look at how his nose matches exactly, his lips matches exactly. And the thing that really gets me every single time is this crease right here, how it exactly matches right here. I mean, you could basically continue it all the way around. It is insanely perfect. I've matched their belly buttons completely. In fact, it's not a belly button that actually exists in humanity right now. There's 6 different belly button types, and the Akhenaten's belly button is it's like a triangular or pyramid type shape belly button. And his is too. I've shown that. It's weird. I mean, I know it's a weird thing, but it's an identifier. There's different identifiers. Now, it looks like his face would be put in a cast, like up to here, and then from here it's stylized. So that's why the eye and everything goes up from here. But right in here, that's a facial cast from the actual Akhenaten right here, okay? And then they make him look more like a god and everything by making him more exaggerated from above the rest of his face and things. But these match 100%. And then look at Vladimir Putin. I mean, look at him. Look at this clone of a man. And now he's on stage right now. Obama was on stage, and he's going to be coming back on stage. Again, just like these actors. Again, he is the king of the actors. Okay, he is a clone that's been made to be a senator, be all this, be the president, and people actually believe that he was a real person, and also that he had a real birth and all kinds of stuff. When it's been proven that he hasn't, and it doesn't exist, we don't know anything about that. His birth certificate is completely faked, and it's been proven by 2 different houses of certification, and that there's 9 different levels of forgery on his birth certificate. One was in the United States and one was in Europe. These different, it's a authentication company or something like that, and both found 9 versions of forgery. And I mean, I can't get into all that right now, but that's been proven by Joseph Arpaio. Did an investigation about that and sent this out to these 2 different houses of certification, and they both came back with the same information. Okay. Anyway, and then so that's why Putin's on the stage right now. These are exact clones of these people from the past. And there's a lot of evidence to that. There's a lot of predictive programming and gematria as well to support that. I'm going to get into some of gematria on this, on both names as well, for the 2 versions of this guy. Okay, so we'll get into that. But these are puppets. Just like these are massive puppets. These puppets are there to program the masses, and you don't get there. By the way, the bloodline, this is interesting. The front bloodlines are usually towards the front. Mr. Pitt right here, Mr. Brad, he is of the bloodline of a few presidents. In fact, all the presidents are related, that go right all the way back to an English king, except for one. That's been proven by a 12-year-old girl that did all the research and all that stuff with their grandfather, apparently. And how would all the presidents be related or go back to one English king unless it was planned? It's impossible. If you actually think about that, do the numbers. I mean, just use your brain for half a second, and you realize that's absolutely impossible. Every single person who actually became a president, except for one, I think it was Martin Van Buren, technically, but I'm sure he's got in there some other way. But every single one of them was direct bloodline to one particular English king, who is, I believe, the father of Edward the Longshanks. Who we know from Braveheart and everything, the very evil pagan king in Braveheart. So anyway, moving on. So these people are actors, and again, CBO is the king of the actors. So when zombies are coming, he's the king of the zombies. When all these other things are coming, he's the king of these things to herald forth his coming. That's what this is all about. And these people are the biggest. Wow, I don't want to use a word I want to use, but they're the biggest fakers, and they're the biggest sellouts in the history of the world. Some of these people, some of these actors and stuff, I mean, and politicians and all these other kinds of stuff, they're the big sellouts, okay? So all the world's a stage, and all men and women merely are players. They have their exits and their entrances, William Shakespeare said. In fact, William Shakespeare's not a real person. It's a conglomeration of Masons and stuff. It's not a real person. So they've used this person to put out their messaging. And what they're saying is, this is all a show. Anything in the media and stuff is all a show. And so, secretly don't buy it, because things have their entrances and exits. Yeah, exits, entrances, and exits is what I'm trying to say. And all this stuff, it's what it's saying. Plus, in it is gematria. Okay, now watch. All the world's the stage. How many of you ever heard that? Okay. Yeah, and it's a coded message. It is 2 is B, and then 0 is O, because people say O. How many of you say 202? How many of you say 202? Who says 202? Most people say, because of how easy it is, 202, right? You go to room 202, or it's 202 in the afternoon, or it's most people don't say 202. I used to do it all the time, actually, 202, because I want to be more precise. But anyway, so that shows you that O is 0, 0 is O, and who is O? Stinky B O, okay? The 44th Prez, O. Anyway, no Obama. So many names I have for him. Anyway, so that's B, and then this is, again, just how you say it. 202. That's B-O-B. B-O-B. Who's B-O-B? Remember I showed you earlier. It's Barack Obama. Barack U. There's a transition. And then Bama is from the heights. Okay, lightning from heaven. And from is the transition U. Okay, so B-O-B. So you can see how B-O-B actually even looks like something like this. It looks like even B's kind of mirrored of themselves. It looks like 808. And that's Stinky BO. He was born in zip code 808. Okay, let's go back. So he was born in zip code 808, and that's Bob, and that's Bob. Okay, in fact, Barack Obama is not only B-O-B, first letter, B-O-B, but also last letter. Barack is Q, U is O, and then H on Obama is 8. So literally, Q08 is Q is 17, which 1 plus 7 is 8. And then you have O again, we'll just say O, and then H is 8, so 808. His last letters on Barack Obama is 808, and that's where he was born. Area code 808 is Hawaii's area code, and he was supposedly born in Hawaii, in Honolulu. Okay, and by the way, Hawaii in reverse English Sumerian Gematria is 666, and Honolulu in English Ordinal is 666. And they're 111 for the days being born, and that 111 is April 21st, 111, the 111th day of the year. Okay, and that's the foundation of 666 is 111. In English Gematria is 111, then times 6 is English Sumerian, and that's 666. A lot of people look at the 666, but the Lord's led me to the base of that, which is 111. And ultimately, he's going to be born on 111, 110, and 111. So 11 and 111, okay? And what's 110, or the 11th day of the 14-day birthing process? It is 220, or April being the second month to the leads, 20, and that's right here. You go read it in a sense backwards, 2 and then 20. You can do it that way. Sometimes you do 220 that way, or 2 and then read it 20. 220. 220 is April 20th, and that technically, when you include the first day, that's the 11th day of the 14-day birthing process. And then the 12th day is 221, the 111th day of the year. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And then we take this whole thing together, all the words of stage and all men and women, merely players, they have their exits and their entrances, and that is 410, the first day. 410, okay, the birth of Barack Obama, okay, 410, and we have 49, which is the day before is the heralding day, and the day after the first day is the heralding day. It's like when a king is born, they have a heralding, they have a herald, sometimes even goes weeks before, they're going to herald, hey, the king is about to be born, blah, blah, blah. As in, Stinky B.O. showed a video of his birth video, my birth video, and that was his, the first few minutes of The Lion King, admitting that he was like the king of all beasts and everything. He was about to be born. I mean, seriously. So that's 4/9, what's also 4. 1 plus 9 is 410, or April 10th. That's the first day. So that's all encoded in here to show you, hey, this is all about the Antichrist. It's really kind of ridiculous, and I'm kind of really tired of it, actually, because everything points to him. It's just, and then right here, again, like I said, I should have shown you that first. Okay, 4 is showing 4/9, or 4/9, and 410 for the first day of his birth, or the first day heralding his birth on the next day, 410. Okay. And what they like to do, what they believe is hidden in plain sight. So see how this is hidden in plain sight? And the word's even kind of hidden in plain sight. Okay. And they love the owl for the occultic wisdom of demons that they use on everything that they do, and how they love all the numbers that are hidden, all the symbols that are hidden, and it's hidden in plain sight is what a big thing that they believe. What's hidden in plain sight is a lot of the gematria I'm going to get into. Now, of course, to begin it, so let's kick this off by, what is Chris Rock talking about? He said, I'm looking forward to seeing you in G.I. Jane 2, basically. Okay, this is G.I. Jane. The reason why they even mention it is because there's tons of gematria. Okay, G.I. Jane and Demi Moore, and making it kind of funny, right? I don't think it's funny, but I mean, especially if the idea that she has alopecia, and then he made a joke about it, it's not funny. Someone's struggling with that. It's like if someone was struggling with cancer, they look like this. A lot of times they have a shaved head. Are you going to make fun of the cancer? G.I. Jane, if they had cancer? No, it's out of taste. It's far way out of taste. But again, this is not real. So don't get like sucked in. All the stuff that's going on with war right now and everything else, don't get sucked in. This is all a stage. Okay? That's why they call the area where war is happening, the theater of war. They call it the theater of war because they have to kind of hint that it's not real. That's how they do this stuff. They hint all the time on what's really going on by the little words, the little messages, the little things. It's just don't believe it. Now, yes, people get killed and things happen, but it's not like you're told, and it's not organic. It's caused and it's pushed and it's guided the way they want it. Don't believe it's organic whatsoever. And if you do, man, you are so out of touch. And if you don't understand the ruling people and the families that are controlling everything, wow, you need to like wake up. That's the reality you live in. Okay. And they love gematria. They love Kabbalah. They're Kabbalists. They're all Kabbalists. And if you don't know what Kabbalah is, look into it. The world's run by Kabbalists, these families. And if you don't know about it, you're being run and being controlled by these people. And again, a bunch of fools, a bunch of actors, a bunch of fakers. Actors in politics, actors. That's why a lot of actors go into politics or whatever. Yeah, a lot of actors go into politics because they're already actors. I mean, politicians are actors. They're trying to promote something that's nefarious, that's behind the scenes, that they have to act like something else. Okay, that's the way it works. Now let's get into this. So G.I. Jane, look, is 2 + 2 and 9, 4, 9, the first day, or it's the day before the first day. I'm just going to call it the first day to make it easier. Okay, and then G.I. Jane in reverse. The reason why we do Francis Bacon or Frank Bacon's or Francis Bacon is because you have capital letters, capital, capital, capital. Now, if it was just without any capital letters, or just one capital letter, a lot of times you can just use the English gematria, but they treat it differently when there's capitals. For example, J is normally 10, but it's 33 in Frank Baconus. And G is normally 7, but it's 39 when it's a capital. So they use it that way. So when you're looking at capital letters or all caps like this, I didn't do all caps on this or this, but you can. But if the way it's done normally, when normal people see it like that, boom. So we got 4, 9, and we got 4, 9 plus 1, or 4 backwards is 4, 10 the next day. I mean, this stuff shows up all the time. And there's just so many possible numbers. But the fact that these show up right away like this, it's impossible. And in fact, people said to me over the years, you can make numbers say whatever you want. Really? Really? Yeah, if you're general and you don't make any connections and things, sure, yeah, you can. But if you do what I do, you've got to make tons of connections, and you have to have the consistency in what you're saying and what it's showing, and it shows up. When you understand what's going on, then the numbers will line up 100%. They just will. If you don't understand what's going on, if you're not getting a glimpse of it, none of it will line up. None of it will. And I'm going to show you stuff that lines up like extraordinarily. It's so incredible that it has to be designed. It can't be organic. I mean, do you believe that for example, in evolution, the idea of evolution, complete evolution, is the idea basically that a tornado goes through a scrapyard, or maybe let's say a junkyard, and it creates a Ram truck that runs and everything. I mean, if you believe in evolution, that's what you basically believe. A tornado went through a junkyard and created a car that runs perfectly. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm showing you about randomness and impossibility in the numbers. You know how many numbers have to be exactly perfect for that to happen? I mean, it's so many things off the scale that it's not possible. It's not possible. The only way that could happen is if somebody created or designed it. If God or somebody massively powerful took a tornado and brought it through a scrapyard and was in every single thing and had it come together and form something, then that is something beyond just natural occurrence, okay? But the numbers are just so vast that there's no way that something like that can happen. Or it's like the idea of another thing with evolution. It's like you have a bunch of monkeys in a room, typing away at typewriters. Are they going to all of a sudden come up with Hamlet? Would they ever come on? If given them an infinite amount of time to type, monkeys in a room typing on a typewriter, are they ever going to produce Hamlet? Never. But you believe in evolution, and that's just the same thing. It makes no freaking sense. Freak. It's a freaking thing. It's a freakish thing. Okay, that's why I'm saying that. It's a freakish freaking thing. It doesn't make any sense. What people believe usually doesn't make any sense because they haven't thought it through, and they're usually motivated by other things, a lot of emotions and fear and things like that. and wanting to not be challenged and all kinds of stuff. That's usually where people live. Okay, Demi Moore, for example, is 149. Again, 1 times 49 is 49. 1 plus 49 is 410. And then wait, you look at it that way, 410. There's a lot of ways to look at it, but it equates to 49 and 410, basically. Okay, let's keep going. So alopecia areata, okay, that's what they're saying she has. Well, the reason why they're saying she has it, she doesn't really actually have it, is because it's gematria. There's the 149 again. Okay, and then also, alopecia is 62 in English gematria, okay? To confirm that 149 or 49 and 410, okay, to confirm that, 62 upside down and backwards is 29. What's 29? 2 nines, or 2 times 9, 2 nines is 99. What's 99? The 99th day of the year is April 9th. April 9th is the 99th day of the year. See how this works? Hopefully you follow that. That's how this stuff works, okay? Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. That's what's running the world. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay, so he starts talking about that, starts saying the G.I. Jane thing, okay? And then he says, Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it, okay? I'm going to go through each thing that they say and show you how they're forecasting the birth of the Antichrist on April 4th, or April 9th and 10th. And there's, and there's even way more numbers of the tsunami days and the last day and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to cover any of that because I could do a 5-hour video and cover all that stuff and everything they're saying. All the numbers, but I'm just going to show you the consistency of this, the 9th of April and the 10th of April, in what they're saying and how they're heralding the birth of the Antichrist that they serve. Who they serve. You know that, you remember Jamie Foxx? You ever see Jamie Foxx in one of the award shows? I think it was, I can't remember what award show it was. Maybe it was an MTV Awards or something like that. He said, praise and stuff to our Lord and Savior, Barack Obama. Oh, he got a lot of heat for that, but then but not much more of that. Because there's a lot of people watching that, believe that, that's not the case. Why would you worship a person like him or whatever? Anyway, so, but, it just went right under the rug. Okay. A lot of these people, these actors and stuff, they're in it. So they know who's up, and they're there because they were been promoted there by the wrong forces. In fact, I was told about 3 years ago by the Lord himself that he said, and by the way, Jesus gives me most of this stuff because I'm just willing to do what he shares with me and be in front of the public scrutiny of all this, and people mocking me all the time and all that, because I'm doing it for him, and I'm ultimately doing it for you, to warn you. But he told me 3 years ago that Will Smith is only there and does these kind of movies for Stinky B.O. because Stinky B.O. likes him and he wants him to represent him in certain movies and things. And that's what it is. And as the years go by since then, it's proven out more and more. And that's what I'm going to show as well in here. So look at this. So that's 410. And then if you look at reverse English, a lot of times English relates to reverse English in amazing ways. I have this highlighted right here, 4, because you go 4 and then 4 plus 5 is 49. And then look up here. We have 4 and then 3 plus 6 is 9. Even in the words and the letters, they do this and have all kinds of 4, 9 is right here. 4, 9 in the words and letters. How many words, how many letters is right? 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 10. I mean, are you kidding me? There's no way this would match. And then, okay, no way this would match like this and then keep matching as they're talking. Okay, that's what I'm going to show. Okay, each time they do, it's a multiplier times. I mean, it's thousands and thousands times each time. Okay, it's like winning the lottery. It's like if one person would win the lottery every day, or every hour. We win the lottery, win the lottery, win the lottery. I mean, it's just not. I mean, who would believe that's possible unless it was okay? If someone won the lottery every day, you'd immediately go, okay, that's planned, that's rigged. Would you ever think that was natural, that the same person would keep winning the lottery? Or every week, the same person won? I mean, the first time it happened, the same person won. The second time, you go, oh, foul, oh. But then you believe all the stuff that's on TV and everything, which is just beyond the pale, beyond belief. I mean, it shatters all coincidence possibilities and throws it out the window while it's shattering the window. I mean, seriously. Okay, so now I'm going to go through this real quick. Then he said that was nice. That was a nice one. Okay, there's one thing he said that I didn't get. he said, I'm a Jesuit or something. I don't, he didn't say he said, it's a, just, I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. No one, none of my family could figure out what he said. And it's some kind of coded message in there. It was one little phrase, something, or it's a, I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, I could not figure it out. But everything else I'm looking at, I could actually understand. That was a nice one, 4-9, because we got 4 in the middle of 2 plus 7 is 4-9. And then he goes, okay. And then that's 2-9. Okay, again, I showed you 2, and then 6 is upside down, 9 again. And I've shared this many times. The elite read 6 as 9, 9 as 6, because 6 upside down and backwards is 9, and they do this all the time. So 2-9 being April the 2nd month, and then 9th day, or it's 2 9s being 99. See how that works? 99 is April 9th, 99th day of the year. And then again, we have, I'm out here, Richard. And then, so this is what happens. He said, it's a nice one. Like you're talking about what he said to her about her. Okay. And then he starts saying something else. I'm out here. Richard. And then he just says Richard. Again, they say these words for different reasons in the middle of what they're saying because they're coded. They don't make any sense. The reason why he'd say Richard is because, Will Smith was up for an Oscar for King Richard. But why would he say Richard when Will Smith is walking up to him about to slap him? I mean, if this was organic, he didn't know why Will Smith was walking up to him, but he could get a clue a little bit. And apparently, according to history, they have a history of having issues with each other, and that's all been built up too. So he wouldn't expect him to just come over and shake his hand and say, thank you for insulting my wife. I mean, seriously, something's coming if it was organic. So again, then we have, I'm going to do this a few ways. So he goes, so this is how it went. It went, that was a nice one. And then he says, okay. And then so after he said that to her, okay. And then I'm out here, Richard. And then he starts walking up. Will Smith starts walking up. Okay. Now I'm going to show this broken up here. So I'm out here, and they do this all the time. I'm out here is, 1 plus 29, or 2 9s. See all these 2 9s here? And again, that's April 9th, or 2 9s is 99, the 99th day of the year, which is April 9th. It's both. See how that also fits so well this time versus other things in the past. These days of the year and the actual days fit so amazingly. It's just amazing how this works out. Okay, and then so I could break it up as I'm here, or Richard, and then that also is 9-4. And then Richard by itself is, what is that? That is 1 and 8 is 9, 2 9. Again, they can switch two numbers all the time. Again, they have to hide it somehow. So if you switch 2 and 1, you get 2 9 again. 2 9, 2 9, 2 9s, or April being the 2nd month, 9th day. That's how they do this. And they just double up on things all the time. Okay. Now here he says that, boom, he comes walking up to him, like I showed earlier. Okay. Slaps him across the face. Right. Okay. Now, and then after he slaps him, he says, Will Smith just smacked the blank out of me. Okay. Again, he says it so like it was nothing. I mean, and making fun, like it was part of a joke. And that's what it was. I mean, he didn't go, again, people could say, oh, that was amazing how he handled it. And he just, whatever. But is it? I mean, in a award show, would you just play it off? Or would you say, hey, he assaulted me? I mean, what's the better thing? He literally battered him. He has battery. It was battery, and he assaulted. In fact, battery is 44. Battery is 44 in full reduction. And Will Smith in full reduction is 44. Okay, look it up. Anyway, battery and Will Smith are both 44. Is that a coincidence? And what's 44? Stinky B.O., the 44th president. I forgot to actually put that in here, and I just remembered it, but that's in here. I mean, that's the truth. Look, Will Smith is 44 in full reduction, and battery is 44 in full reduction. And Stinky B.O., who he represents, is 44. Okay, that's a massive coincidence? I don't think so. So Will Smith just smacked the blank out of me is 2610. Now, what is that? That's a little scrambled. So if you look at 10 as one number, as 10, and move it over, you have 2, 10, 6. And what is that? 2, 10, and then 6 is hiding 2 plus 2 plus 2. That is April being the 2nd month, 10th, 2022. And what is 216 also? 216, again, if you just move the 6 and the 1, you have 2160. They can get rid of the zeros, or you can get rid of any 1 for any reason. But if you look at 216 is also hidden in there. That's the birth. See, this is his birth, the first day, 210, or April being the second month, 10th. And then it mirrors this idea of CQBO's birth. CQBO was born on the 216th day of the year, August 4th. And 216, it just happens to be 6 times 6 times 6. And that's all coincidence. Barack Obama, lightning falling from heaven, and he's born on the 216th day, which just happens to be 6 times 6 times 6. And this also equals 210, or take away the 0, 216, or 222. I mean, are you kidding me? No, it's not. I'm showing you how they do this, how they hide things in different ways. Okay, boom. Okay, now right here, I did include this. So when he first starts talking, you can see he's angry, but you can see the little, like he's underneath. I can see it. Maybe you can't see it. I can see. And then when he says it the second time, then that goes away. That little smirk underneath there, like he looks like he's like inside, is like kind of smirking. And then when the second time he says, "Keep my wife's name out," whatever, then that firms up, and then it's just anger. It just shows his like anger, his authority, or whatever he's trying to pull off. He's like, "I got this power, and you better just stop," but at first it looks fake. I mean, and I see it right here. I totally see it. Hopefully you see that. You can see the underlying thing. And I should show you the difference between both pictures, but I didn't think about that till now. So anyway, and then so he says, "Keep my wife's name out of your blanket mouth." Okay. And again, I apologize to people who are sensitive on this, but I'm going to report on what it's showing here without being crude like they are. Okay. I mean, it's Ephesians 5:11. It's exposing not being part of the darkness, but exposing it. And that's what Jesus calls us to do, whether you believe it or not, whether you're doing it or not, whether you're following him or not. It doesn't matter. You can mock all you want, scoff all you want. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do what the Lord shows me, and we'll see who comes out with what. So you take what you're doing for the Lord and everything, and I'll take what I'm doing, and we'll see how it turns out. So when we stand before him, what happens? And I will tell you one thing: if whatever you're doing, I'm not sitting there over your face, standing over you, mocking you and pointing my finger in your face, ever. If I don't agree with you, I'm just going to do my own thing. And you can do whatever you want with the Lord and see what happens with that. I'm going to do whatever I need to do with the Lord, and that's what happens with that. Okay. And just keep in mind, for all my brothers and sisters that support me, I have to put these people in check once in a while and call them out at times. I mean, a lot of people go, "Oh, just let it go," and all that. And I do, for the most part. If you know me, you know I've let a lot of it go, and I let it go. But it's a constant thing. I'm being spit in the face every single day in every single way. I'm being threatened and everything else. And YouTube is basically, in a sense, slapping me and spitting on me all the time. And then I'm supposed to go, "Oh, hey, okay, good, God bless you." No, not quite. That's not the exact balance, okay? So anyway, but I'm going to address it and talk about it, and also rebuke it in certain ways as well. And I want to remind people that are doing this kind of activity by, slandering people and mocking and scoffing people, that's not Christianity at all. And it's showing that you don't know the Lord whatsoever. And if you think you do, you're not doing what he's asked you to do. You don't attack your brother or your sister. You love them. You may rebuke them at times, but it says, "Hey, take that big old beam out of your eye so you can say clearly to take the little speck out of your brother's eye." And most people don't even do that. So that's not following anything. So if you're quick to correct or quick to judge, God's quick to judge you. Just as the measure of which you judge, it will be judged back to you. So I'm fearful for these people that attack me, because I'm fine. I don't need to do that. I don't need to think myself bigger and better than other people and attack them or go to their channels and say bad things about them, or even on my channel. I don't say bad things about anybody on my channel. A lot of people do, about other people, other belief systems, other, this thing or that thing. I never do. I just stay to what the Lord showed me to do. I don't get into this whole, religious debates and everything. I think it's really silly and stupid to do that. And it's not what the Lord's calling you to do. Did the Lord make you the religious sheriff to Christianity? Did the Lord make you the policeman? Did he give you the Jesus badge and have you go out to Christianity and arrest it and stop people from doing it? No, I don't think so. You're doing it because you have nothing better to do and you want to feel good about yourself. That's what most people do it for. Most people do it for. And they don't like what other people's doing, and they manufacture reasons for going after them, like there is some kind of righteous crusade. And I'm going to tell you right now, right as the Lord is my witness and the Lord is speaking through me right now, as Jesus himself, that is not what I've commissioned you to do. I'm just speaking what he's telling me to say. I've not commissioned you to do that. I'm commissioned you to lift up your brother and love your brother for anything else. Be the example first, and then there may be some opportunity to correct your brother, but be the example first and love your brother and your neighbor as yourself, and love God the same. I'm seriously, that's what it is. So this is keep my wife's name out of your blanking mouth is 446, which is what? Obviously, what is it? Okay, and then keep my wife, same thing. So look at what are these both? Okay, obviously 410, 4 plus 6, 10, 4 plus 5, 10. Okay, that's what it's showing here. All right, moving on. Okay, and so he's like, oh, okay, wow, that guy's really going after me here. And then he goes, wow, dude, okay, 9-4 or 4-9, April 9th. And then he's like, yes. So, yeah, you better do what I'm saying, 4-9. Again, reverse and English. I mean, I'm not coming up with all kinds of obscure ciphers and such. I mean, it all follow the similar pattern. It's all versions of English. It's crazy, okay? And then he goes, it was a G.I. Jane juke. I mean, come on, juke? Did I just say that? It was a G.I. Jane joke, okay? Like, come on, man. It was just a G.I. Jane joke. And that is 2-9 or 2 9s or April being the second month, 9, right? That's what that is. And he's like, says it again, keep my wife's name out of your blanking mouth. Again, we already showed that 410, but I'm just showing the thing back and forth. Again, look, he's got this smirk. You can see, oh man, I see a lot of people, I see these things, and sometimes I see a lot of things that people don't see at all. I mean, most people don't see it all, and they're like, oh, come on. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's there. I mean, I'm sorry, I can see it. You can't. I'm sorry, but it's there. And then he's like, oh, he looks kind of stunned, but not really. It's weird the way he reacts to this stuff. And then he goes, I'm going to I'm going to keep her, whatever, right? Trying to appease him, right? Now hold on. Now, if we go like this, now watch this. What is 135? It is a unique number because backwards it's 531. 135 and 234 are the most unique 2-digit numbers. They're the only 3-digit numbers. Did I just say 2-digit? 3-digit numbers that when you add them to their reverse, they equal 666. So whenever these pop up, 234, which by the way is 23rd of April, and that's not a coincidence. Okay, there's also things about this I'm going to get into. It's 4-5, okay, which is also 423. Okay, 2 plus 3 is 5, 4, 5. Well, I wasn't going to get into it, but I just did. Okay, anyway, and then right down here we have, what is this? 2 and then 16. 2 and then 16 backwards. 2 and then 16. And that is 216 again, was 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. So not only do we have that, these are separate messages in English and in reverse English, but we also have, they do the English and reverse English together as far as completing one thing with these two halves, English and reverse. This is 9. 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9, and 1 plus 6 plus 2 is 9. So you have 9 and 9. I didn't show it here. 9 and 9, which is the 99th day of the year, which is April 9th. I mean, that's how this stuff works. And he's like, oh, okay, it's a little awkward, right? And maybe he's just feeling awkward up on stage, and this whole thing he just did, it was a big lie. I mean, some of these people have got to have some kind of conscience of some kind, and it's got to show up on their face sometimes, but they are actors and everything else. So, but he says, oh, I could, okay, I could do something about this, but I'm not going to. Okay. But again, this is all gematria. This is all planned out. The demons behind these people, because they have to be completely possessed to be where they're at, to completely manipulate people and the things that they do and do all this. Do you see how this is similar to what I showed you earlier? Now watch, what did I show you earlier? He said, Will Smith just smacked the blank out of me. And that's 2610. Now we almost have this exactly backwards. 26 and then 10. Remember I said that was April, being the second month, 10th, 2022. And then we just have this backwards, kind of April 10th, and then 6 is the same thing. Okay, so you see them, these things show up very similarly in this kind of stuff. So I'm showing you English, reverse English, and English Sumerian and reverse English Sumerian, of course. And that's it for the most part. I mean, some of the other things are, apropos because, we've got capital letters, so you bring in Francis Bacon or Frank Baconis and all that. Anyway, so then he said that was the greatest night in the history of television. Okay, this is what he said. That was greatest night in history of television. He didn't say that was the greatest night. He goes, that was greatest night in history television. I'm just going by exactly what he said. Okay, so that was 726. A lot of people from my videos know what 726 is. 726 is Antichrist. And it's the exact English Sumerian. And that's a coincidence? I don't think so. And what is greatest night in history of television? Okay, before I do that, actually, I'm going to do this. Well, look at these numbers right here. Got 37 letters and 7 words. So we go 7 plus 7 is 14, and then we have a 3. 3 plus 1 in the 14 is 4, and then we have 4. That is hiding 44. Who's 44? Stinky B.O. And what's 474? English. Just times this by 6 in English Sumerian, but that's the same thing, 474, as Barack Obama, the Antichrist. So he's basically saying that was and then greatest history. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, but he gets away with it by having seem like he's stunned and everything. And that's how they do this. They play it up with the particular circumstance or whatever, and then they throw in these weird phrases. And one I couldn't understand at all. It was a short with 2 words, and I could not understand it. Nobody that I put it in front of in my family couldn't understand what he said. But then he said Richard just out of the nowhere. I mean, again, why would you say that? It doesn't make any sense. But they throw these in all the time, and people just don't know. They don't catch it, or it doesn't register maybe, and that happens all the time. But he's basically saying, like I said, he's saying that was greatest night in history of television, and he's basically saying Antichrist, Barack Obama. Okay, that's it. Believe it or not. Okay. Now the symbolisms here. Okay, now Barack. See, like I said, we're gonna go back here. Will Smith is Stinky B.O., and he represents him, and this is more evidence of that. Barack Obama told Will Smith he could play the president in a film because he had the right ears. See how they're similar that way? The light skin black, they have short hair typically. I mean, there's just certain things about him that, he's playing him. For example, when he played in I Am Legend, I'm going to talk about that in a second. He, on his refrigerator in the movie, it had a Time article and it said Savior, ? And I mean, things like that. It's just, it just constant nods to him. And even his name and everything is all gematria. And there's a lot of things I could get into, but I'm just going to keep on the message at hand. There's so much. Like I said, I could do 3 or 4 hours on just that relationship between these two or more. Okay. So President Obama gave the go-ahead for Will Smith to portray him in a movie. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyway, it would be a 3rd blockbuster hit about the president, whatever. Okay. So let's go on. So, he's an actor and he's an actor. He's the king of the actors. He's one of them. Okay. And he's standing in the I am. And we know that God is the I am, but Stinky B.O. wants to be the real I am. Okay. Because it has the numbers of I am, which is 23. Now watch. Okay. So he's 23. And then remember, the other I ams out there that people don't know about was Michael Jordan. He wore 23. He's an I am. Supposedly, and he's an example of Stinky B.O. And again, a black guy who's acting in sports. And then even in the most recent, LeBron James, he's 23. And that's the I am there. Now, what is I am? Okay, I am is 23. Okay, and it's also 23 because it's 3 letters and 2 words, or 23 backwards. So he's the I am to the world as people think he is. Okay, but look right here. What do we have? We have 4/9 backwards, or 410. 4/9 or 410 in the I am, and that literally shows his first day of birth. The 49 and then the 410. Okay. Again, this is Obama supposedly in high school, and I think a lot of it's, I mean, I would love to get an investigative reporter that I could hire to go and to have some time to go back and look at the history and look at and interview people and everything and prove that a lot of the stuff that he said happened, did not happen, and all this stuff. And there's just a lot of shadows of that and hints of that everywhere I look. And even in pictures and stuff, they're doctored, they're obviously changed. There's literally a picture where, and I've shown this in my previous videos, where he's like 12 or something. His mom is holding him, and he's got his some other relative by him, and then literally there's a black hand coming from nowhere from behind Obama touching his waist. It's like it's from nowhere. It's been doctored, and they just missed that part, I guess, or maybe they're trying to hint something there. I don't know. It's just strange. It's very strange. It's considered a real picture of him and everything. A lot of strange stuff like that. Okay, so to even emphasize this more, this jersey of his that was supposedly worn, again, in all this, you can see the fakery in this story about some person paid $100,000 for Obama's baseball jersey at auction. Okay. It got $100,000. Okay. And that is Punahou, was the, high school he apparently played basketball before and attended, and that's 23. Okay. But again, 23 is what? 23 is 410. What is 410? The 100th day of the year. 100. Forget all these zeros. 100, because there's a little dash. 100th day of the year is 410. That's a coincidence? I don't think so. Okay. And then we have, again, day of the year, April 10th is 100. That's just showing you there. Okay. And then I Am Legend is obviously speaking to me, screaming to me, I am Legion. Okay, it's from the Bible. I am legend. I mean, why would he call it I am legend? Okay, now I'm going to give you what he says, or what the author said, Richard Matheson said, but immediately I go, not only do I see the I am, and he's standing in the I am, and then, but it's also I am Legion, and I am Legion. Again, they do all the things to infer what it's saying as well. And you got to read that as well as not only what they're saying, but what they're inferring as well, or the additional information they're trying to say. So it's I am Legion, which is 4-9. There it is, 4-9. And then if you just look at the I am separately, so you have I am right here, and then we have Legend by itself. Legend is 2, in full reduction is 2-9, or again, April 9th being the second month, or 2 9s being the 99th day of the year, which is April 9th, right before April 10th. Excuse me. Okay, boom. And then if we look at the actual scripture, I am Legion, for we are many, is 4-9. 4-9. 2 plus 2 is 4-9. And it's in Mark 5-9. Now 5-9's crazy. 5-9 is crazy. They're showing 5-9 all the time. I'm not getting to that. It's all over the place with all this stuff. I'm not getting to it right now, but it's really 2-3-9 or 9-23. 2-3-9. And by the way, from the Revelation 12 sign, which was on September 23rd, 2017, to his birth to the world, which is April 23rd. So 23rd to 23rd, 2-3 to 2-3, I am to I am, okay, is 239 weeks. Or 2-3-9 or 5-9. 2 plus 3 is 5-9s all over the place. There's a number of things I'm going to share in my next video as well, and that's one of them, but I just kind of let the cat out of the bag. Okay, here we go. Boom. And that's, again, 2%, 4-9. Okay, what does the title mean? The title is a reference to Bob Neville. Yeah, I said Bob. I let the cat out of the bag too. Look at this. Bob. Robert or Bob is short for Robert. And then we have Bob Marley. Stinky B.O. Barack Obama is short. Bob is short for Robert, which it doesn't make any sense. Why would Bob? Rob should be short for Robert. But no, it's Bob is short for Robert because it's all gematria and it's all symbolism. So short for Robert is Bob. And then we have Bob Marley, Barack Obama, and Barack Obama. It's crazy, man. So, okay, the title is a reference to Robert Neville's favorite album, and he's the writer of I Am Legend, Legend by Bob Marley. In fact, that's in the movie, the character Robert Neville, who's Colonel Robert Neville, and there's tons of gematria in his full name, and he's a doctor and everything too. And that's also in The Omega Man, which is another one based on the same novel, and that was... that was the actor. What's the actor's name? The Omega Man. Anyway, I can't think of his right now. He played Charlton Heston. He played Moses in Ten Commandments. Charlton Heston was in the Omega Man, which is based on Robert Neville's. Wow. Richard Matheson, who is a writer of the book, is based on I Am Legend, the book. Okay, so both these movies are based on both Omega Man, which means the last man, and I Am Legend are written a book called I Am Legend. Okay, so and he said he based on the legend on Bob Marley's album called Legend. Neville describes Marley's desire to cure racism and hate with music and love, and he emulates Marley's desire with his desire to find a cure for the Crippen virus. Okay, so, and again, he's promoting Bob Marley now. Okay, and he's saying that's why, but no, these are all promoters. Again, nothing is what it seems. They're promoting different things. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so first of all, Punahou, was that 23 jersey that Obama is exactly related to Crippen, like the virus. So this attaches Obama to the actor or the character Neville, but also Will Smith in a different way. And how this is crazy, because exactly all these exactly the opposite of all these is okay. These are the exact opposite of these. So in English Ordinal 96, Puda House English Order 96, and in reverse English is 96. This in Francis Bacon is 122. In reverse Francis Bacon is 122. And Frank Bagonis is 191. In reverse Frank Bacon is 911. And this goes on forever. And there's no way this could be that. First of all, these two relate to each other. And now this is Obama. This is either Neville, the character Neville, or even Will Smith related to him because he's doing a movie about the Crippen virus and trying to cure it. Okay. But these are the two king of the actors, and then his protege, in a sense, or his likeness. Okay, these are match exactly like this. This is planned, and especially when it's reversed, it is so planned of each thing. All these are this is the reverse of that, or this is the reverse of that. Either way, how you want to look at it. Okay, and then also Marley. They're promoting Marley. Okay, in fact, his dog or his I think his son was named Marley, and then his son died in the outbreak of zombies in the movie I Am Legend. But then I think he named his dog Marley, if I remember right. Okay, something like that. But Marley is Barack Obama, and then attached to Marley is what? Marley is Lucifer. So Barack Obama or Bob Marley is Barack Obama Lucifer. You can't make this stuff up. And I'm sorry, listen, if you can't see this by now, wow. I mean, wow. Wow, I'm bringing it. And then look, Obama Akhenaten equals 666. So we're putting the two characters together. And Akhenaten is 474. And Barack Obama, see, I said I'd bring this together. Not just the likeness. There's so many other things that I've shared in the past about these two. Akhenaten's 474, and Barack Obama's 474, and Obama Akhenaten is 666. I mean, come on, please. And then Neville. Okay, and then Will Smith, see how he looks similar? In fact, the nose and the mouth are almost exactly the same. And the ears. It's just crazy. Okay? And Neville, Robert Neville in the movie, again, it was Robert and Bob Marley and Bob, okay, is 474. And that's a coincidence to make again, Will Smith playing Neville, Stinky B.O.? Like I said, no, it's not a coincidence. Again, Bob is also 62, which is upside down and backwards, 29 or 29, which is 99. 99th day of the year is April 9th. Okay. And then even more connections to why exactly this guy is some version of Stinky B.O., okay, the 44th Prez. I call him Beelzebub Butthead, Lord of the Buttheads. And he's also had an issue with flies, like flocking to him. It's crazy. Anyway, so Will Smith's name is Willard Carroll Smith. Okay, so I'm gonna put that up here like that, so you can see it right here. His name is it's not William, it's Willard Carroll, like Willard Scott. Willard Carroll Smith the second. Okay, that's his name. Now watch. Now see how he's related here. This is all a massive coincidence. I don't think so. Now again, we got Barack Obama, lighting falling from heaven, 474, and then we have Willard. Again, in English Sumerian is 474. Another off-the-charts ridiculous coincidence. They're just stacking up. They're stacking. Here's another stack. Carroll, Carroll, is 474. Is that a coincidence? Do you believe in another massive off-the-charts coincidence? I'm sorry if you do. And then Smith the second is 416. Now, why did I show this? Okay, so the second is... they show I as a second, but that would be 1 and 1. So 1 is 1, and then the second one is second, right? And so I show it as 1 and 1. That's what they're hiding there. But 1 and 1 is also they show it as an I, Roman numeral I, or that's 1. It really represents 1 1, or first and then second. Okay, so if I do it that way, it's 416. Now again, that is the death on Passover of Stinky B.O. this year. And then if you actually look at these actual 474s, what are they really telling you? They're telling you he's going to die, and he's an example of that. In fact, his birthday is directly related with his death day here, but I'm not getting into that right now. 4/16/22, 4, 1 plus 6 is 7, 22. 4/16/22 is And then that's why this is 416. You got 416, it doesn't show you the year. That's uncommon, but it does happen here and there. And some of the bigger numbers, okay? 474 is 4/16/22. I'm sorry, but that's what it is, believe it or not, okay? And that massively equates him to CKBO. I mean, are you kidding me? The numbers are strong. That is impossible, okay, for that to work out. Impossible. I couldn't do that with anybody else. I mean, virtually anybody else would be just like that. I mean, there's some that are really close and they have similar things. And of course, there's some versions of him. But how this knocks out just like this with exactly Barack Obama, I mean, are you kidding me? Okay, now, the ultimate reason why Will Smith slaps Chris Rock is 296. Now, what's 296? Well, 296 is 2/6. You can get rid of the 9, or 9 plus 6 is 15, 1 plus 5 is 6. It doesn't matter. 2, anything you got 9, 2 stays the same. So 2/6 upside down and backwards is 9/2, or 2 9s. But let me just show you this. Now, look at this. Barack Obama slaps Christ the Rock, is what it's really saying. Barack Obama slaps Christ the Rock, and this is 491, or again, it's 4, 9 plus 1 is 10, or 4 9, and then this is a slash, or just 4 9 plus 1 is 410. 4 9 plus 1 is 410. So, but look at the letters and the words. The letters and the words of Barack Obama slaps Christ the Rock is 29 and 6. 296. 296. Are you kidding me? Will slaps Chris Rock 296 in English, okay, is the opposite of the reverse English, but it's 296. 296. That is impossible. I'm sorry, but there's out of all kinds of combinations, thousands of combinations that would actually match that. I don't think so. And that's exactly what the symbolism is showing. And I've shown you how Will Smith is an example of Barack Obama, okay? And then he slaps Christ the Rock. And Christopher, which is his name, his long version of Chris Rock's name, Christopher means in Christ or of Christ. And then his last name is Rock, Christ the Rock. Of course, that makes sense. Barack Obama slaps Christ the Rock. He exactly matches Will Smith slaps Christ the Rock. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Wow. What a shock. And then you can follow this out even more. Turn the other cheek, which again, Jesus said, if someone slaps you, turn your right. If someone slaps you on the right, you turn your to the left. And it has many meanings to that, but I'm just going to get into this. Turn the other cheek is 255, which is 210, or April 10th, being the second month. And then it's also turn the other cheek is also the birth of CKBO, August 4th, or ultimately 410 is what we're talking about too. So, or 210 right here. 210 is 8/4. That's equating these together. Okay, so last thing I'm going to cover as far as this goes, this connection with Will Smith and Barack Obama, even though it's far more I can get into, is his birth certificate right here. Barack Hussein Obama II, Willard Carroll Smith II. See how they're both the second? Okay, and what is the second? Remember, that's II or 99. Then that's February. Yeah, February. April 9th. The 99th day of the year, and they're both the second. That just happens to be a coincidence. I don't think so. Okay, then here's another thing to look at right here. He was supposedly born at 7:24 p.m. Backwards is 4. We've seen this number before. 427. April 2 plus 7 is 9. 49. There's also right here 6 times 11 is 66. Upside down and backwards is 99, which is April 9th. And we also have 416. 416 is death. His birth on 66. 11 times 6 is 66. Upside down and backwards is 99. And then that's his birth. And then this is his death, 416. It's right there. It's just, again, you just move a couple things, a couple ways, and that's it. And to hide it completely. But I'm solving it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to get into, just a couple short little things, and then we're done. Zelensky calls on Pope Francis to mediate conflict. The Pope's coming into this thing, and I'm going to say it's possible. I'm going to say, first of all, the Pope is about to kick the bucket, all in predictive programming, on 4/9, April 9th. Okay, is what I'm predicting right now. Among the other things on 4/10 I'm going to get into that I've already gone into in my previous videos. But he says this. He says, this morning I spoke with His Holiness, Pope Francis, and said he was very important, and he said very important words. Now you're about to bring this in. Okay, oops, let's do this. Okay, so from the date he said this, bringing in Pope Francis is the 22nd of March, or 322. Okay, a big deal with Skull and Bones, 322, right? Okay, but this plus 9 is the end of the month. So from this day, add 9 days at the end of the month. So you get 9 days. And then then you're in April 1st to April 9th, and that's 9 days, which is April 9th. Again, confirming April 1st. So 9 days from 22nd to the end of the month, the 31st, and then from April 1st to the 9th is 9 days. So 9/9, and the 99th day of the year is April 9th. That's another way they do stuff. Okay, and so I'm saying he's got these weird snake-looking eyes right here. It's just, and he looks really bizarre right here. I've seen him look completely like the devil many times, and it doesn't look like a popey person or supposed to be this spiritual person at all, many times. Back in July 4th, I'm going to get into this more in my next video. I'm just giving you a little preview here and telling you ahead of time that in case my next video can't come up, or if I have another video can't come up, because YouTube could completely smash it, and there's no guarantees this won't even go up. I mean, they've been completely stopping me in so many different ways. The only way I can upload anything is completely leave it bare, don't put anything on it, and then hopefully it uploads. A lot of times they literally stall it, I have to cancel it, and I have to do it 4 or 5 times for them to finally go up. And I think they're just trying to have me give up or something without actually stopping me. And I've been praying and asking people to pray, and so please pray for that. Please pray that these things get up before this stuff happens. I can warn more and more people. And by the way, so last year here on July 4th, he went in for some kind of colon surgery or whatever, and it took him 11 days to recover. And that's all in this. This is the first day. 9/4 is really what 7/4 is, or 4/9. 11 days later, after the reporting day, the next day is the day he's going to come back to life. And I'm saying that Stinky B.O. is going to, when he comes back to life, he's going to bring him back to life, and he's going to be the false prophet. CBO is going to be the Antichrist at that time, and for the whole world. It's crazy. He's going to be his biggest advocate because he brought him back to life after he was dead on 4/9. Okay, and we'll see how it plays out. If he's going to kick the bucket at 4/9, but it's going to be announced on probably 4/10. He's going to kick the bucket on 4/9 somehow, and it's going to be announced on 4/10. And he hints at that by saying, back then, he said, I'm still alive, even if some people want me dead. Alive and dead. Alive, dead, death and rebirth. Birth, death, and rebirth is what they believe, and they're equal. And so that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not getting everything right now. I'm going to cover more in the next video. Okay, and then this guy, I'm saying, is going to kick the bucket as well. He is the latest Secretary of State under the Biden administration. Okay, his name is Anthony Blinken, and he was born April 16th, which is Stinky B.O.'s death day. April 16th coming up here, Passover. Okay, not only that, I'm saying that, but when my brother Constantine, I balanced a number of the stuff off over time, and I thank you, brother, for all your input and everything. And he was talking about his name, and I couldn't believe it when I realized his name, and I went, oh my goodness! His name is A. Blinken, A. Blinken, A. Blinken, A. Blinken. His name is secretly Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln. Are you kidding me? He's dead. He's dead. Especially when it comes to these different references with February being in Lincoln's month, and then also this month being Lincoln's month, because this month on 4/15, a day before this day, Lincoln's dead in 1865. In April 15th, he's dead. On 7/22, what's 7/22? 2/9 backwards, and that's April being the second month, 9th day. There's so much stuff I can get into right now. Oh my gosh, I have to restrain myself because there's so many things I can say. I could say hours and hours of stuff. But I'm trying to limit this down to hopefully an hour and a half if I can. I'm sure it's over an hour by now, but anyway. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So sometime I'm guessing up to 4/10. I could guess on the numbers enough, but or maybe even past it. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to guess, okay? He's going to be gone. They're going to get rid of him. It has something to do with the Russia thing, and I think Poe might be eliminated, having to do with this peace thing with Russia, possibly, and all this. And I think Trump's going to come into it at some point and try to get in there with the prime minister of Israel and all that stuff. And that's why it's "I'll be back, Bennett," because Bennett's the prime minister, and Trump is John Matrix, or John, all the Johns in these action movies. Anyway, that's a long setup. Sorry about all that. And then so I'm saying he's going to be gone, okay, at some point. And then again, unfortunately, that's 4/9 is going to be the Pope pontiff, the pontificator, the grand pontificator. I'm gonna say that, and then the next day his death will be probably reported on 410. But then these events should happen, or a lot of them happen. And now listen, it could be one or two. I'm guessing. This is a massive guess based on all the numbers that are finally, and I think finally some of these things are going to happen. The queen's going to be taken out, either removed, or she's going to kick the bucket. They're going to say he's going to be fully back somehow, get on the world stage, probably with this peace thing, and then he's going to mess it up. So I'm saying somehow he's going to mess it up. He's going to be blamed because all Christians and conservatives are going to be blamed for him and for even making him in the position he had, but being president and everything. And they're going to be blamed, and then they're going to go right after him when Obama becomes the Antichrist and hunt everybody down. The ones who are still here, the Christians are still here that haven't been taken up to heaven, the man-child up into heaven. So then we have I'm guessing the Tau variant will come out this time, and then we'll have La Palma go off on this day, the first day, and then I'm saying very possibly Orville Dam will break on this day. And I've shared a lot of those reasons why, everything else, but let's just keep going and finish up here. Okay, so now you know this. These are the possible things that are showing up, coming up to this first day, 4-9 and 4-10. Death, death, death. And far more people are going to die, and it's going to crescendo over these 14 days. It's sick, it's horrible, and I hate it, but I have to report on this. I hate it. I've cried over this stuff so many times, and I try to make it light by joking a little bit. I have in the past and things, and like this too. So I'm going to joke a little bit because, you know what, otherwise I'll cry. And I don't want to cry anymore. I've cried enough. I'm like the weeping prophet. I totally relate to Jeremiah. I think it was the weeping prophet because I'm not a prophet. In a sense, I'm prophesying what's going to happen. I'm not saying I know exactly the dates. I've never said that. I don't know the future. I can't. The Lord gives me, all kinds of breadcrumbs, and he teaches me all kinds of stuff, but he never tells me exactly what's definitely going to be. So I have to guess. I'm guessing, and just like anybody would speculate on anything. In the stock market, you speculate on stuff, or, if you're a prosecutor, you're going to speculate this person's guilty, and you're going to say, hey, because of A, B, C, and D, this person's guilty, and they may be wrong, or they may be right, and the person gets off. Whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and so I want to thank you, Will Smith and Chris Rock. Why? Because now I know why paper beats rock. Let that sink in for a second. Oh, yeah, I just had to make some kind of joke. So anyway, I want to thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I want to thank you, and the ones who've given to me. I'm just beside myself. I thank you, every single person that's given, donated and stuff. I thank you personally right now. This is my time to do that. The Lord said I don't want you sending thank yous and stuff and all that stuff for different reasons. So he wants to reward those people who's given in secret of things. And I understand that because that's why I do it. I want to get rewards from the Lord, not from man, or being known for that and all that. So the Lord will reward you in secret. I'm so thankful for you. But I just want you to know, each one of you, who I'm not going to talk about specifically, thank you. Thank you for just listening to the Lord and just having the love in your heart to donate to my family and to me for what I do, just out of love for the Lord and for people, to warn people and everything. Thank you so much. And if you're able to give, anybody who's able to give, I appreciate it. The link is in the description box below. I just always have to put that out there if the Lord says, go ahead and ask this time. So I'm keep asking. Now, this could go a little longer. This might, I am super confident about this time frame, maybe the most I've ever been. And it's the way the symbolism hits for Passover and all this stuff for, Stevie B.O. being the false Christ and everything. And the numbers, they're insane. I've never seen them like this. And I didn't think it could get any better, but they've just gotten better and better. It's just amazing. Anyway, and then everybody who's ever prayed for me, I just want to thank you so much. I can't even say what it means to me. In fact, I'm going to ask for some more prayer here in a second. And then if you've, ones who comment and all the positive things, I appreciate it. I'm going to ask everybody, if there's something, not necessarily criticizing that you don't like, because I criticize myself finally, and I get plenty of criticisms I don't want to need, so that comes automatically. But if there's something particular you like about what I shared in this video, there's one thing that stands out, please let me know. I haven't done that in the past because I just don't want to sound like, I just like to learn what actually affects people and what gets their attention and what, sinks in and what wows them and what makes sense. And if there's one single thing that just blows your mind and that sunk into you and that made sense. And also as a teacher, I'm teaching, I want to see what actually is effective and everything. and I'd like to know that because I like to build on this. Nothing negative. I get negative all day long. Okay. I don't need any more of that. I mean, please. Okay. Oh, and by the way, if you have some negative thing to say, people that type out all this negative and paragraph and paragraph, I mean, I delete it in 2 seconds, maybe a second flat. So don't even waste your time. It's not worth it for you. Don't waste your time because it will be deleted and you'll be blocked and you won't ever do it again. And you're just going to have to go find someone else to bother. Okay. So don't even bother. I'm telling you, don't even bother. I mean, go find something else constructive to do with your life than hovering over people with your finger in their face. I mean, seriously, get a life. Get a life. Okay. So anyway, and I want to thank you, everybody, for anything you ever done positive with this channel and watching these videos and sharing these videos. And then the thing I want to ask for right now, I don't think I've ever asked for this like this. I've asked people to pray for me and my family, but I never asked people to pray for my specific issue. And I've had an issue with sleeping for a while now, a few years. It's not hard to ask. It's just, I don't want to burden people with this kind of thing sometimes. And I've asked the Lord, and he hasn't really told me to ask or share it really, because it's kind of a private thing. I've asked people to pray and, and that kind of stuff. And so I'd let people be motivated by whatever they are told by the Lord to do. And I usually leave it at that. Okay. But I've been really struggling with breathing while I'm sleeping. And I think it's a curse of some kind. And I have seen miracles upon miracles in my life, healings and everything. I've been part of it. I've been part of healing people with the power of God, and all kinds of just incredible stuff. And I'm not gonna get into all that. And I have prayed against it. I believed against it, even in the midst of my suffering with, having sleep issues. And there's times it's gotten better. There's times I thought it was gone and things like that. It's complicated, but I almost regret getting into detail because there are going to be those people that just will harp on certain things that it's not what it is and all that kind of stuff. There will be those people, and I'm going to have to deal with all that. But I will deal with all that to ask for all the people who love me and appreciate what I do. I had a rough morning. I had a rough morning. I'm just being real. If you don't like it, just go somewhere else. Seriously. I'm being real. I'm going to be real to my dying day or till the Lord takes us, which is very soon, I believe. I mean, even in the midst of all this stuff, I've got healings of different kinds with my foot and my legs, and I have these funky knees. And I mean, I'm almost 50. And, anyway, you guys know about this stuff. I mean, a lot of you have worse than me, but it's just, I woke up this morning. I've had consistent days in a row with being sick, and it's been hard with breathing, even worse because you got all this phlegm and everything like that. And I woke up this morning like thinking that I was going to, my heart's feeling funky and I have a massive headache, and I was just breathing in and out, was constantly just breathing in and out, because I know I was not getting oxygen all night. And I really felt like the Lord said he's keeping me alive. And I feel like he said, ask people to pray for you. So I'm doing that. I'm asking you to pray for me, specifically for my sleeping issue. And in fact, many times I've said I don't have any sleeping issue, and I go right to bed, and then in the morning I'm having the symptoms and everything, of course, and I would rebuke it and call it and just say, no, I don't have it. And I've acted like that many times, and there's times when I kind of go away for a while and everything, and I just think it might be some kind of curse. So I'm just right now, I'm asking anyone who's still listening on this video, just pray with me. And agree with me. And if you have any other things you want to share with the Lord and pray for on that, do so yourself. I would so appreciate it. So appreciate your time to pray against this. So I pray against, in the name of Jesus Christ, this affliction, whatever it is, whether it's demonic, whether it's physical, whatever it ends up being, it is a lie from hell. And Jesus said that by his, well, it says in Isaiah, by his stripes we were healed, and I believe that. And I've seen supernatural healings. I've been supernaturally healed by the power of God, and I know that that's available. So sometimes we don't always walk in it or feel it or experience it, and that's a long, hard discussion and that's very detailed. And I'm not gonna get into it. Don't get into any of that stuff. If you do, I'll delete you. Okay, I'm not gonna get into arguments back and forth about faith and all this kind of stuff. Okay, I am very faithful. I've seen massive miracles, even recently. And so this is not about that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. Really, I'm not. Okay, I'm just going to say that, Father, I just thank you in Jesus' name for completely destroying this, obliterating this in Jesus' name. And I'm going to believe, as best I can believe, that this is gone. This is absolutely gone. And I'm believing everybody to agree with me. And in prayer, this is gone. In my next video, I'm looking forward to praising you that it's gone. That's it. That's how I'm going to throw myself out there and trust 100%, jump off the cliff, and God always catches me. And sometimes it's not always how I think it's going to be, but he always catches me somehow. So I'm going to leave it at that. So that's how it is, and that's what it is. And I put myself out there for other people because I need it right now. So I really need it. I do need to wake up the next morning. For my family, for you, even though I want to be with the Lord. So I don't care about it for me, because I'd love to be with the Lord. But for my family and for others, I got to be here as long as I got to be here. And so I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to wimp out on my family. I'm fight tooth and nail for my family and for my spiritual brothers and sisters, and even the lost people that don't understand the love of God that's so amazing, that would love a wretch like me. So, thank you. And that's it for me. This is Alton Lamb 1. Over and out.